for another What Sold Fast video for all of my sales from the last week, November 3rd through the 9th, everything that's sold in 2 weeks or less, plus some really great information. So proud to report that I had a big jump in sales this week, up about $300-400 over the last couple of weeks. So I had a total of $1,500 in sales, and there's a few reasons for that. One is that I had a $75 bundle. I had 9 bundles in total, and the reason for that is because I was running a $5 clearance sale. So don't get all crazy. On some items, even at selling it at $5, I still made some profit because they were items that came in extremely cheaply, and some of the items I took the photographs myself and possibly even listed myself and only paid a cross-post fee, which is very nominal. So there's possibly some profit in there, but a lot of them, it was really just moving the items through. A lot of people actually bundled $5 items with other full price items that were not clearance, which was what I was interested in seeing if it would happen, and it did. So I feel like running the $5 clearance sale boosted sales overall, for some items that were not necessarily profitable, as well as ones that were profitable. But the clearance items was really just me getting a lot of items out of my store before the end of the year. I do an inventory at the end of the year, which means I'm literally touching, pulling out every item that I have. I'll probably do a video on it, counting it for tax purposes and accounting purposes, making sure that it's listed, that all the numbers are right. Like, there's just so much that goes into it. It's extremely time consuming, and I want as few items in as possible when I do it, or at least those old ones. Like, if I'm gonna have to count it and touch it, I want it to be an item that's really good, that's gonna sell in the future, not one that's been in there for over a year or something. So I'm getting rid of a lot of $5 items, and it's all been good. And I'm actually going to be probably doing another round, perhaps a $10 clearance or another $5 clearance coming up soon. So if you're interested in anything, you're more than welcome to check that out on Instagram, because I'll probably post it then, or just keep an eye on my closet. But as usual, I will show you all the items that sold for $30 or more, and all the items that sold in less than 2 weeks. So sorry I kind of blurted all that out. That wasn't necessarily the plan, but it is a What Sold Fast video. Gonna go over all the cool things that sold, and just share with you everything that was either on point, on track, or abnormal in a good or bad way for this week. So thanks so much for joining me. Again, this is the Reseller Mom Show, where we're all about getting more done, making more money, and staying sane while raising kids and reselling online. I know there are some people that watch this particular video because it is a What Sold that aren't moms, and that's cool. Welcome. Happy to have you. I do a lot of content, and it is geared towards reselling moms, but most of the tips are valuable for anyone. So if you're not a mom yet, not even a woman, whatever your thing is, welcome. I do also want to take a quick note. I know that I've been kind of testing out different ways to do this, but I am letting you know that I do have an Etsy store, and this is for tools, resources, and swag for resellers. So this is a store for you. It's not about reselling other things. It's about things that I make specifically with myself and you in mind to help you get more done and do more with your business. So I'm not going to go into a big thing, but just go ahead and check it out. There's going to be a link in the description below. It's etsy.com/shop/the Reseller Mom Show. Lots of cool stuff in there, and I have big plans for that store, bringing you all sorts of new things. So check back often. Let's get into the video. So first up, as far as 2 weeks or less selling items, we have this Abercrombie & Fitch hooded puffer jacket. Size medium. I think I had it up for $49, and I got an offer for $35, and I took it. This took 13 days to sell on Poshmark. I was very happy with that. I'm trying to remember if this was from airport lost luggage or from the bins. I honestly can't remember at this point. I am really working on a process and strategy to put in place for 2020 or sooner that will allow me to track the source of the merchandise, so that when I do these What Sold videos, and for my own information, I can tell you where the heck the item came from. So I am working on it. Stay tuned for that. Next up is this Nike Element Half Zip Active Top. Purple. It looks blue, but it's actually purple. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, let me double check that it said purple, because it does look blue. I took an offer for $14. At this point, like I said, this was a pretty quick sale. It was also 13 days listed, and perhaps I could have gotten more on something. You never, I don't know Nike enough to know what are the super duper things and what aren't. And because I don't spend a lot of time checking comps on the front end, I kind of price things in a similar way. And so I took an offer on this. Maybe I cheated myself out of some money, maybe I didn't. Either way, I'm making a profit. I'm fine with it. Let's get it in, let's get it out and move on. Next up is this Topshop Knot mini dress, long sleeve, green, size 10. I don't know where I got this from. I'm going to try not to say where I got it from, because unless I know for sure, I just don't know. And I feel like it's not doing you any service by me saying, I don't know where I got this from. Just waste time. So I'm just going to try not to say it anymore. It was up for $29 and I took an offer of $20 and that sold on Poshmark that's out of order. Yes, in 9 days. Sorry, I had a trouble putting these links together today for some reason. It really took a long time. Here is an eBay sale that took less than 2 weeks to sell. This sold in 9 days of being listed. Right now I'm running a 25% sale on eBay, just trying something. Normally I just do back-to-back 20% sales. I don't think it's helping me any. So there's that, but I just saw the little sticker here and figured I would mention it. For this Eliza J dress, so here's the thing. The picture doesn't look good. So I was like, okay, I could just take this $10 offer. I can't remember what I had it up for, but it was more than, I think I had it up for at least $29. And I was like, do I want to retake pictures of this? No. Could I possibly get another offer on this? Perhaps. But the picture's terrible and I just really feel like this might be the one. So I took the $10 offer and got it out of here. It is plus shipping and it was a long and big and bulky item to ship. So it actually went priority, not even padded flat rate. It was pretty big. So the person was paying a lot in shipping. So I was just like, at this point, I'm just gonna do it. So this was one that I kind of was like, oh, because I do have some Eliza J dresses that have sat. And so I thought at first when I accepted the offer right away that it was one that had sat. And then I looked and was like, oh, this is like a newly listed one practically. I shouldn't have taken such a low offer. And then I looked at it and I'm like, the picture is really dark. You really can't tell what the heck is going on. I'm just going to move it. And so I think for you, when you're evaluating your business or business decisions or when to take an offer, when not to, take all these things into consideration. Like, is this your buyer? Is this your one and only buyer and you're not going to get another one for a year? Or is this something that you're going to probably get multiple offers on? How's the activity going so far? Are you getting a lot of bites on it or not? Do the pictures look good? Is this going to require any more work from you to make this sell later on? So that's just my side note on that. So $10 plus shipping on eBay, and that sold in 9 days. Lucky Brand, Zoe jeggings, adjustable waist. These are kids. These are little girls, size 8. And I just took an offer for $10 on this. I had them up for $16, and it's funny because when I went back into my spreadsheet of inventory, apparently I've actually sold a few Lucky Brand Zoe jeggings, and so I still think Lucky Brand for girls does okay, like little girls, and apparently I've done okay. I mean, again, I'm only selling it for $10. It's not like I'm making a butt ton of money on it, but if I'm getting them at the bins, and now I am really kind of honing in my costs, and I won't have my photographer anymore, and I'm going to be doing the photos myself. I'm only paying a listing fee to my VA. There's just a lot of things that are changing, and so while I definitely don't want to be purposely taking $10, items, should I happen to already be at the bins and see a pair of good Lucky Brand Zoe jeggings, I'm going to pick them up again because I've sold them a few times now. So just something to think about. I think also the whiskering and distressing, the raw hem, they're just very in style. So I think for a kid's item, that's just fine. And that also took 9 days to sell on Poshmark. Next is this White House Black Market, kind of like asymmetrical button front jacket blazer, and I had it up for $39 and I got an offer for $34. Now that is including shipping. I'm pretty sure this was flat. Oh no, it was priority. So it did go priority, but or did I end up getting it in a flat? So the great thing with Mercari is that I do my own shipping. I don't put it in through their shipping labels. If you're not sure how to do that or curious about that, I do have a video, which has actually been doing really well lately, about how to do shipping on Mercari on your own, not using their labels, doing it yourself. And it saves at least usually $1 per item on your shipping. It's a little bit more time intensive because you have to set up the label yourself, but I'm doing shipping labels anyway, so it's really not that big a deal. I'm not selling that many, but right now I feel like keeping all the money for me rather than just giving it over for shipping labels is silly. So I may reevaluate that in the future if I get busier on Mercari, but for right now, I'm cool with saving $1 or more every single time. And I can't remember now because I had it set up as a priority listing, but I don't know if I was able to kind of shove it into a padded flat rate. Sometimes my photographer does not take that extra time to shove things in where it could fit into a padded flat rate. She kind of takes the easy route and uses the bigger poly bag instead of the smaller one. And if it fits in one of these smaller ones, you know, it automatically is going to go in a padded flat rate. When we use the bigger ones, it definitely can't fit in a padded flat rate. It has to go regular priority. So long story short, this either costs like $7.55 to ship or like $8.50. I think it actually was going priority. But even still, you know, a great profit on that. I'm fine with that. And again, Mercari's fees are less, only 10%. So that was good. I'm rambling. And that took 8 days to sell on Mercari. Next up are these Zella Capri leggings. I took an offer of $16 for them, and they didn't have a material tag, and so I just figured, okay, well, let's move on. I have a few pairs of Zella leggings, so I'm like, okay, let's just see what we can get for each one. Those took 4 days to sell on Poshmark. Free People open weave cardigan purple. I'm trying to think. I have 3 of these. 2 are beige, 1's purple. This is the purple one that sold. So I think I just have 2 beige ones left in a separate listing. This sold for full price on Poshmark. I had it up for $39, sold for $39. That sold in 4 days as well. These came, I think, in a liquidation, like customer returns thing. I just don't know why it took so long for it to get listed because I haven't ordered one of those in a while. So that's why I was like, did it? But I have multiples of it. So I'm pretty sure that's how it came. I don't know. Let's see. Nike Dry Fit Yoga Waist Leggings. I had them up for $23. Okay, so I am trying something new on Mercari. This is a recent thing. Before I was putting all items the same price everywhere. eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. But everything is different because there's different fees on each one, and I have a different shipping strategy on each one. So on eBay, I charge for shipping. I run sales, and their fees are whatever they are. Poshmark is 20% fee / whatever shipping discounts, etc. 20% fee, and the price is what it is, plus the buyer's paying their own shipping, which is a flat amount. Then on Mercari, I do free shipping, and the item is the same price, but the fees are less. So I kind of figure when it's all said and done, give or take, they all kind of balance out. Maybe not on every exact sale. Some are better than others, but overall I feel like it works out in the long run. So I just recently started adding $4 to all Mercari listings. So whatever I price it at is the Poshmark price and the eBay price. Going into 2020, when I forego eBay, it'll just be the Poshmark price. Then I've instructed my VA to add $4 to Mercari to kind of offset the shipping. So on a first class, it will offset it pretty well. On a padded flat rate, it won't offset the entire amount, but it will be something towards it. So it still leaves me the opportunity to accept offers. It's only a little bit more than it was, so we'll see if that $4 really makes a difference, but I'm hoping it will kind of help out in profit and not necessarily affect sales. So we'll see how that goes. So this is one of those because I know I had this up for $19 and here it's $23, which is, $4 more than 19. Math. So for now I can do math. So it was up for 23 and I took an offer of 18, which I think is interesting because had it been up for 19, would she have offered me 18? Maybe that's all she had in her account. Or would she have offered me, $5 less? And so it would have been an offer of 14 and maybe I would have taken it. Maybe I wouldn't have, you never know, depends on the day. But, so I'm just thinking like maybe this $4 strategy might cost me a sale or two, but people have in their mind, like with offers, it doesn't always matter what it is. I feel like they say, I'm going to offer with free shipping in mind, or I'm going to offer 50% of what the item is no matter what, whether it's worth it or not. I'm going to always offer $5 less because I want a $5 discount because I'm just cool like that. So, goodbye. My husband sent out a link that said that the founder of Royal Caribbean died. Like, we don't know him, but we're just big Royal Caribbean fans, and that's where we do all our cruising and everything, and my sister's responding, so no. Sorry. Anyway, so I just think that people's offering strategy is interesting, and it's something I'm starting to take more into account, and I'm kind of testing it out with Mercari and adding the shipping price and all of that. So big aside, very sorry to waste your time, but hopefully that's something that is interesting to you and perhaps helpful as you price your items as well. Next up is an eBay sale. So this is a 511 Tactical Series men's cargo pants, and like security guards wear this, and people that, you know, have a job where they need to have these kinds of like combat tactical pants, like maybe certain types of police officers and stuff like that. But mostly I'm thinking like the security guards and stuff like that. They wear these. And when I find them at the bins, I pick them up every time because they always sell. They don't sell for a lot, but people are out there looking for them, looking to get a deal on them. So these were probably up for 19, I can't remember, but she made an offer for 12. It's plus shipping, or he or whoever. And I was happy to take it because, again, this is one of those items where I know someone needs it for work. And as long as it sells and I'm getting a return on my money, which I am, I'm okay not to gouge people on items like this. Like, I feel like people in a job like that perhaps are getting paid per hour. They want to save on their work clothes. Like, I totally get that. And, you know, the whole point of this is for people to get a deal. And sometimes I'm more lenient with other things to say, like, okay, you get the deal. I'm fine not to make that much on this particular item. You know I'm going to make it up elsewhere, and like, I want to make people happy by giving them a good deal. So this is one of those because they need it for work. So that took 2 days to sell, and I'm cool with that. Next up is a Mercari sale. This definitely came from a airport lost luggage haul, and so it's just kind of like a puff, you know, like one of those packable smushy jackets. So it's like not a big puffer on the outside, but it is a puffer, and then you can kind of like smash it up and stick it in your jacket or whatever, or stick it in your suitcase. And I had it up for $29 because I didn't know like if this was a great brand or anything, so I had it up for $29. She made an offer for $24, and I was like, absolutely, thank you so much. It was first class, I'm pretty sure. Bingo, 13 ounces. So yeah, happy to do that all day long. And that, where are you? Hello? Why is that not on here? Well, it took, I don't know how many days to sell. Why is it not on here? It took less than 2 weeks to sell. Because it's in this order, it probably took like between 2 and 4 days to sell. I have no idea why the link is not on my phone here. Like I said, I had issues this morning with this. So you can sell things even though you put typos in the listing. Under Armour, Unstoppable Gore, Windstopper, Woven Joggers, I don't know. Again, my VA, sometimes her research is great, sometimes her research is not great. Obviously, she found out exactly what this is, Unstoppable Gore, Windstopper, whatever the heck this is called, but she put an extra U in Under Armour. It is what it is. It sold anyway, and actually sold twice, and I had to cancel a sale. One was on Poshmark, one was on eBay. The last time this happened to me, I canceled the eBay sale, so this time I canceled the Poshmark sale. And honestly, I can't remember which one would have been the better one to cancel, but because both of them were lower than that other one, which was a jacket from last week, I just canceled the Poshmark sale because it had double sold, and it's fine. I mean, if you spread out those duplicate sales, and they don't happen very often for me, once every couple of months it happens, maybe as I'm getting to be a better picker and I pick things that people are interested in, it might have a chance for them to double sell more often. I don't know. If that continues to happen, I'll put a better process in place. But right now, my VA goes in and does deletions twice a day. If there's something that I notice is getting a lot of activity and I see it sells on one, I may go in myself and deactivate it or put it not for sale or something, especially when you're dealing with that it sold first on eBay, because then you have the possibility they may not pay and all of that. So, but going forward into 2020, I don't have to worry about that because I'm not going to do eBay anymore. Yay! I can't wait. I'm so excited. until you see me, in March, and I'm like, oh, woe is me. I have no sales and I need eBay again. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Gosh darn it. Anyway, so these Under Armour things, whatever, took 0 days to sell. So it sold the same day. Whatever it is. Pardon me. I'm a little punchy this morning. I've been up since like 4:20 something this morning, and it wasn't on purpose. It just happened. Because my body says, oh, you should be up now. Even on the days when I'm like, oh, no, I shouldn't be up now. Anyway, here's another Under Armour drawstring track pants, black. And we had these as unisex. What did she actually put these as? Women. Who knows? I don't know what happens sometimes. I mean, now that it's all going to come back to me as far as doing the photos and the initial information putting, all of these mistakes will be mine. But right now, they're still not my mistakes. I could be like, oh, these crazy people that help me. Anyway, so Under Armour drawstring track pants. I took an offer for $14. I'm fine with that. And that sold in 0 days as well. So same day it was listed, it sold. And let's see, here's another one that sold in 0 days on Mercari. Free People turtleneck color block sweater. Had it up for $39, made an offer of $30, and this I think was this is the one. So it says it's priority, but I repacked it to be a padded flat rate, so I saved like another dollar something there, possibly, or more, on the shipping, because I do free shipping. So $30 with free shipping with a 10% fee. I was fine with that. That was very good, and it sold same day. And then this is the last one, Tommy Bahama, silk button down, extra large, and it was an offer of $16. I mean, this is one of those things where perhaps I could have gotten more in the future. There's only certain kinds of Tommy Bahama shirts I pick up like this, but it's just one of those things where it's kind of out of season. Maybe somebody's buying it for a vacation or something like that. And so, it's getting cold everywhere else, but here in Florida. So, I don't remember where this was going, but I was like, let's just give them a good deal. I mean, I could wait and maybe get more, but we all know that Tommy Bahama is kind of saturated and perhaps on the, so I was like, let's just take it and move on. So that's that. So that also sold in 0 days of being listed. I love saying 0 days of being listed. Where's my spreadsheet? There we go. So let's go over all the numbers. Then we're going to go over the over $30 in sales. So Poshmark, I had 66 items sell. And so actually I put plus here to remind me. So it's actually 66 sales. There were several bundles, as I said, 9 bundles total of several items. Like the $75 bundle had 11 items in it. So I didn't want to have to count up all the additional actual items. So I had 66 sales, 66 orders, which represented more items. I don't know how many there are. $1,000 in sales just on Poshmark, which is great. Again, a lot of it due to the $5 clearance sale, but not all of those were losses, and not all of those were even break-evens, and not all of those were just people bundling $5 items. A lot of them were bundling $5 items with full price items that perhaps would not have bought if they didn't see the $5 sale. So there's that note. On eBay, a dismal 19 items sold, but $324 in sales. It's not too bad. Mercari, just on average, same easy peasy amount, 1 to 2 items a day. So there were a couple days where I didn't have any, and then a couple days that I had 3 or 4 sales in a day, which was kind of funny. But an average of 6 items sold for $134 in sales. That's just like run of the mill, week after week. It's been very consistent. So a total of 91 sales, more items technically sold, for $1,542 in sales, which again is a couple of $100 higher than the last few weeks. So very pleased with that. And, about a $17 gross ASP. So cool with that. So here's some interesting on the numbers because of what's been going on this week. So it's always good if you are looking at these things to understand what is the reasoning behind these numbers. So I had 14 items sell in less than 2 weeks. That's great. Only 3 that have sold for being listed for a month, which I thought was, not great. 8 that sold in less than 2 months. 42 items in 2 to 6 months. Now, again, I'm happy with all of my items selling in 6 months or less, so this is always going to be what I'm looking for, is for this always to be the majority. This is 67 items selling in 6 months or less. That's great. And 14 of them sold in 2 weeks or less. Like, I think that's great. Something is going in the right direction there. But then you look at almost, 30 items being sold in 6 months or longer, and you're like, oh God, these things are sitting. But the good news is they're being sold. So because I was doing the clearance sale on mostly older items, that's a reason for that. A lot of them I put on sale because they were older items that hadn't sold. Let's get rid of them. So that's why this number is higher. Also, we're in the winter time. I've said this on the last one, I think. So all of those sweaters that I list all year long that don't sell, or all of those jackets that I know will sell in the winter but haven't sold all year, that I listed 6 months ago or longer, are now selling. So I think because that happens more in the winter time, because there's jackets and sweaters and things like that, this number is going to be higher in these time frames. So while I would love to see 100% of all of my items selling in less than 2 weeks, if you're listing things out of season, it's never going to be that way. You're always going to have stuff that's residual that has been sitting. So I am still good with these numbers, and I'm really happy to be tracking them. And if you're not, I think it would be good for you to get an idea of what's going on with these numbers, because it's really going to tell you what kind of sourcer you are. If you don't have a lot of items selling in a reasonable amount of time, whether you think a reasonable amount of time is 2 weeks, whether you think that's a month, whether you think it's 2 months, whatever your time frame threshold is, you don't have stuff selling in that amount of time, you need to be a better picker. And that's what I'm always working on. And I have ideas to do videos in the future about how to become a disciplined sourcer. So stay tuned for that. It's still a process for me, and I'm trying to hone in on what is the message, and what are the tips there. But let me know in the comments below if that's something you'd be interested in. So let's talk about the 7 items that were over $30 sales. Timberland puffer jacket. Got this at the bins. Was so excited to get it. I don't know. Timberland was like a big deal when I was younger. I don't know if it's still a big deal. I think I had it up for maybe $69, something like that, and it sold for an offer of $53 on Poshmark, and it was up since only September, so it's really not been up for that long, and I was really happy with $53, so that was a great sale. These frame Garkin skinny jeans, these have been up since July. These were from a liquidation customer returns lot from quite some time ago. So I had a bunch of these frame jeans, and a lot of them sold immediately. And then there were a few, I don't know if it's just like a different kind of style, or maybe it's the size or whatever, but this is one of the remnants, if not maybe the last pair, and it sold for an offer of $37. I was good with that. These are Calvin Klein lambskin leather pants. And I'm pretty sure I got them at the bins. I'm not 100% sure. I love picking up leather stuff at the bins. Obviously when it's genuine leather, and this was lambskin. So this was an offer of $43. I think I had them up and I price dropped them a few times. And then I think it was either an offer or this was the price drop, and then they bought it at the price drop. But, I was great with that amount, especially if they came from the bins. They've been up since July. Nobody's buying leather pants in July, so I'm fine. They sold now. Here's that Free People sweater. So that sold for $39 on Poshmark. Here's that Abercrombie & Fitch jacket. That sold for $35 on Poshmark. Here's the White House Black Market blazer jacket. That sold for $34 on Mercari. And here's the Free People color block sweater that sold for $30 on Mercari. So a couple of repeats because they were new sales and they sold quickly, and a few of them have been sitting, but they're bringing in a higher amount, and so I'm fine with the fact that they sat. So again, just to recap, I did have a $75 bundle due to my $5 clearance sale. I had 9 bundles in total on Poshmark. I had 7 items over $30. So all of these really great factors contributed to one of my best weeks in quite some time. So very pleased with the week overall. I hope Q4 is being good to everyone and you're also having great sales. And if you're not, now is the time to be looking at your numbers, looking at all of your things, and saying, what changes am I going to make in 2020? What are my goals for 2020? What's realistic? And I'm going to be putting together some more content around that. I'm really hoping I can. It's starting to get busy for me with all the family stuff that goes on, but I do want to share in this time of reflection, which the end of the year is for me, as you look ahead to the new year, I want to share as much content as I can around that and my process for that with you. So I did a live last week. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. This week's live is going to be of a similar note. And if I can squeeze out some more videos that are other topics about this, I will. I do have a video about how to plan your expenses for the year, so I would check that out. So just kind of, see what I have coming forward to, help you through planning out your goals and figuring out what kind of things you want to do to better yourself for 2020. That's what it's all about. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.